Welcome to Formula One.
Hi, how are you today? The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
Welcome to Mexico, where we start the weekend with Friday practice. This session will give us a good indication of just who has the upper hand for qualifying tomorrow. So Anthony, lots to do of course in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. You know, is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out. Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Welcome to qualifying here in Mexico, where the cars will be going out on track very shortly and battling it out to secure pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres. Conditions to remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes. to P14 on the grid. Okay, Valtteri's lap times are faster. Valtteri is faster than you. That's the fastest lap so far. Well done. Valtteri sat in P1. P1, that's P8. You're up to P8. Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are a Williams, Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
The air may be thin here in Mexico City, the atmosphere is anything but. The crowd have been chanting and singing, not just this afternoon, but throughout the entire weekend. There's a great love for Formula One here, and no small amount of expectation. Let's hope today's Grand Prix can meet it. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge. Not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. And joining me amongst the cheers of the phenomenal Mexican fans, it's Anthony Davidson. And welcome along to this historic circuit. What an occasion this is.
Yeah, it's hard to believe when you see the passion this country has for the sport that Formula One was away from Mexico for so long. It's fantastic to be here, and let's hope that the race lives up to the party atmosphere we've got going. It's a real fast track, this. We get up to Monza levels of speed down the main straight thanks to the high altitude here at over 2,000 metres above sea level. And with that comes the challenge of having less downforce in the corners. So that makes it a really demanding circuit, both for the drivers and engineers.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Williams in pole position then, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Bottas, Rosberg, Kimi Räikkönen and Ricciardo, Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg. Gutierrez, Kvyat, Romain Grosjean and Alonso, Button, Perez, Rio Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein. Magnussen and Palmer, Marcus Ericsson and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
rest of the grid is forming up, be patient and watch for the lights. Some information on Grosjean. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car. remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes. We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one? Copy that. Is 4.3 seconds. softs. Some information on Verstappen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow. considering switching to an alternate strategy? Do you want to change or stick to plan A? Okay, the gap behind is 4.2 seconds. Right, coming at the end of this lap. Okay, we're ready for you. Box this lap. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop. Complete. Go now. We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy. Okay, some information on the button. It seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed. Valtteri is pitting now. Valtteri is in the pits now. Gap to car in front is 5.7 seconds. The gap behind us is 1.3 seconds. The distance to the leader is 10.5 seconds. That's the race leader. They're speeding up again, so I expect they fix whatever the problem was. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. has just posted the fastest lap of the race so far. Strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one? Understood, copy that. So the gap to our teammate is 9.0 seconds. has entered the pit lane. He's in the pits. Supplies moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2. Engine is looking a little worn. Power output will be less than optimal. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. seconds. conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather. is 5.8 seconds. And fuel settings, we won't have enough fuel for the end of the race. Consider lowering the fuel mix. The gap to teammate is 8.8 seconds. conditions to remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes. This is your final lap of the race. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. The gap behind us is 0.9 seconds. Nice work, that's P1. Race win, well done.
So, another fantastic victory for Williams today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And I can see our drivers making their way out now. It's been a sublime team performance, and it's the culmination of a lot. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. A strong race then for our championship leader. That's extended their advantage at the top of the standings. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Oh, maybe Marcus Ericsson? Yes, I think I'll commit to that one. Marcus Ericsson, fine job, very consistent.
On to the constructors then. Williams moved further ahead at the top of the standings. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.